Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful Sunday and I thought, why not get out there and record a little video for y'all. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I love about my 2015 Lexus IS 250. First, and my most favorite thing, is definitely the looks of this car. Man, the way the Lexus designers snapped on this thing is like unbelievable. Every time I look at it, it looks so much newer than a lot of like 2024 cars, 2020 cars, like, you know what I mean, like the new generation of cars. It just looks like it fits in perfectly, and it's like a timeless design. And a lot of my friends, whenever they get in the car, they're like, yo, what year is this? Like 2020 whatever, 2020 this, 2020 that. And I'm like, no dude, this is a 2015 car. So the looks of this car are definitely one of my favorite things. Everything from literally the like headlights to the tail lights to the front and the back, the side profile. I honestly, like, this is one of the only cars that I really enjoy the every single angle of it. And right now it's on winter tires, so it doesn't have like the F-Sport wheels, but man, the F-Sport wheels are mwah, chef's kiss on this thing, man. So definitely the looks, the wheels, it's one of my favorite things. The color that this one is finished in is atomic silver, which I really like. It's like such a special color. I mean, of course your black on red spec or white on red and, you know, white with black interior, all that stuff is gonna look super cool, but I think there's something special about this like atomic silver color that I've grown to really enjoy. So that's something else as well about like my specific Lexus. Another thing related to looks with this car is definitely the road presence. Whenever you see it sort of on the road, I always break my neck for it. Even if I'm looking at other ISs, like, I always break my neck for an IS. I don't know what it is, but I think the road presence of this car, like how wide it is and all that stuff, like really makes a difference. So that's something I really enjoy. And another thing is whenever I get out of like the gym, whenever I park it anywhere, whenever I do literally anything and I have to get out of the car, I always take a look at it. I always thought it was this super cringy thing where people were like, you know, you bought the wrong car if you didn't buy the one where you're like looking at it by the time you know, get out of the car and yada yada yada. Like, nah bro, like this thing is actually super dope, and I literally stare at it mindlessly so many times, and I think everybody around me is tired of hearing how much I like the looks of this car. So sorry about that, everybody, especially to my brother. He's always listening. I'm like, dude, I love this thing so much. So that's definitely one of my favorite things about the car. The second thing I really like about my car is the Mark Levinson sound system. So this is the upgraded sound in the Lexus, and it's like their whatever premium sound. It's amazing. It is like 10 years old, but man, does it thump every time. Like without a miss, this thing bangs every time, man. I like finish a long day after work, or if I'm going for a little joyride, if I'm doing anything, the music in this car just puts a smile on my face. And if you're in the market for getting a Lexus, do yourself a favor and pay the extra amount for the Mark Levinson. It's so worth it. Just regarding the Mark Levinson sound in the interior, I think there's about 15 speakers in my car, so they're kind of like set out in so many different places where you're like immersed, depending on, you know, or sorry, wherever you're sitting in the car, it's like the music is playing to you. So that's definitely a super wicked feature. And also the space in this car and the subwoofer in the back is like thumping. So whether you like bass heavy tracks like rap or this or that, like this thing bangs, man. Even like the high-end tones of the like rock music, like, you know, sometimes when the guitar solos and this and that, like it just sounds so proper that it just puts a smile on my face. The best way I can explain this sound system is like, yes, it's surround sound, and like whenever you're on the road, it's like you're in your own little cocoon, and there's no wind noise, or like minimum wind noise with like when I have this thing cranked, and like you're in your own cocoon just traveling. It's so nice. So the Mark Levinson is definitely one of my favorite things, and I think going forward in whatever car I get, I'm definitely opting for the premium sound of whatever. Like, I don't think the basic ones can do it for me anymore, but in this one, it definitely is the Mark Levinson. Second favorite thing about this car. My third favorite thing about this car is definitely the reliability of it. So one of the main reasons I bought the car is I knew it's a very reliable thing because of Lexus and just like the car that it is. So honestly, I'm coming from like a Honda Civic, so I knew how reliable that thing was. I don't think I was ready for anything super unreliable. So this thing, again, keeping it up to date with the maintenance, all it takes is, you know, your brakes, tires, and your oil changes. Just make sure that's done on time, and I think this car is gonna go 100 million miles. One thing to add about like reliability and maintenance towards this car, I'd highly recommend taking it to like a, not the dealer, of course, they're gonna steal your money. So here's a pro tip: if you have a mechanic, you know, just get it done somewhere that's not at the dealer. So like a third-party mechanic place, auto shop or whatever, and those prices are going to be way lower. But make sure that they work on Lexuses and that they're like they have like a Lexus certified tech. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You're going to save a lot of money, keep the car going, and you're going to be smiling in it for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles. So the reliability plays a huge role in this Lexus purchase. The fourth favorite thing I love about my Lexus is definitely the sportiness of it. Being able to throw it in, you know, sport mode, and the way it takes these corners is like, it's so nice and satisfying. And you see how quickly I did that. Like, it literally doesn't take any minutes or any kind of extra special work. You just throw it in, couple seconds, it's ready to rock and roll. So the sportiness is definitely there. This car is fitted with the sport mode, so you just kind of twist the knob there and your gauge cluster changes. And when you're in the gears, like I put it into manual mode, so using the paddle shifters and all that, like, it does make it super sporty. And I believe the F Sport, so this is the F Sport pack, I think the F Sport came with different suspension tuning. So with the steering wheel and all that stuff, like, you definitely can feel and throw it into corners, and it treats it really well. I do want to show you one of my other favorite things in this car is definitely well, we got a red light, so I'll see you guys up there, but there's something special about this gauge cluster, man. So one of my favorite things is when you give it some gas, the indicator definitely shows up here. So in this car, the indicator, like, you'll see that it has a shift indicator. It goes red, and then you can just shift whenever you want, man. It's pretty cool. Definitely one of my favorite things in this car. And then just like that, you can put it back into normal mode, and then it literally just goes back into living its best life as a sporty luxury car. But this thing, like, puts a smile on my face every time I throw it in a sport. So it's got that different characteristics, and it can definitely go back and forth really quickly. And look at that, I just went into sport mode and did the whole sportiness of this car, all while with heated seats and my heated steering wheel on. Can't go wrong, man. No complaints. And my fifth favorite thing, kind of transitioning over from the, you know, sportiness of this car and all that, are these seats, man. You'll see that these seats are like so nicely bolstered, and they just like hug me. and it feels so right being in this car every time. Whenever I drive something else that isn't as like bolstered or like as you know, huggy as this car, it just throws me off. I'm just like, man, I want to be back in my car. So the seating position is definitely very sporty. You sit very low, and you know, you have your steering wheel with the power shifters and all that stuff, but in the corners, this thing just keeps you planted. All you got to do is just give it some gas, take the corner, and you're gonna be a-okay. So overall, just to conclude, the styling of this car is freaking amazing. The sound system is epic. The sportiness, the like fine balance between sporty and luxury is definitely one of my favorite things. The reliability, of course, and then also the seats, man. I want to give these seats like a special shout out because of the amount of time I've spent in them. I've done so many different road trips and stuff, so definitely amazing feature. And that kind of sums up my video on my Lexus and the top 5 features that I love about it. Hope you guys have a wonderful week ahead. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And man, every single person that's been commenting on these videos, thank you so much. You guys all put a smile on my face, and all the positive comments saying keep going, yada yada yada, puts a smile on my face, man. Thank you so much. Drop a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.